As I speak, the world is turning and time is passing. And time is one of the most important assets that you and I have. Now, our habitual view of time is a linear one. Especially in business, this viewpoint is limiting. So this linear perception of time is one of the first barriers we have to overcome. This video shows you how to apply Mindmaps to all aspects of your business. We will explore some of the significant areas, but in reality, as you know, the applications are unbounded. Consider time as the ocean in which your business operates. So think of Mindmaps as your navigation charts for business. Charts are the most effective way of navigating through any and every business situation and problem. You will also see how Mindmaps can have a creative impact. They help you to extend your business and to meet the new objectives you set. In business, the opportunities for innovative ideas are limited only by the restrictions you place on your brain, on your ability. Mindmaps allow you to unlock those true capabilities. So let's get started. Today we're going to focus on some of the most valuable and immediately applicable areas of mind mapping. Preparing presentations and speeches, decision making, note-taking, report writing, planning and keeping your diary. Now, time management is a continuous process, so one of the first applications of Mindmaps is to your daily schedule. Here, the day, revolving around the central point, is divided into a 24-hour clock, each time slot with its assigned task or meeting. Not only does this give you your day at a glance, but it's a useful method for assessing how much of the day you are spending on each one of your activities. It's a ready-made visual reference which helps you to manage more than simply time. It helps you to manage yourself in time. Much of your working time is spent in self-communication, in reading and thinking. And the rest of your time is spent relating to others on the telephone, in meetings, lectures, presentations, or actually putting your thoughts into action. So let's check how you have recorded the points you want to preserve and communicate to others. How do you select from the array of incoming facts and data? Notes take a variety of forms, but research shows us that 95% of all notes made in businesses and other uses have a linear format, and that 95% of the volume of those notes is counterproductive to your mental function. It's a system that actually stifles creative self-management. Compare your own note-taking styles with these MindMap diary folder notes. In this notebook, nothing is lost. The mind is provoked into activity by color, by image, and by your personal codes. What this does is it allows your brain to use all its mental skills in the mind map form to guarantee that you are more effective and more successful.
We have a problem, but I actually think we're going to have more problems if we change.
Right.
I'm sometimes asked how managers can overcome the embarrassment of using colored pens in a formal business meeting. You respond simply in this way. You say, look, it's a note-taking system that I'm using that reflects the entire brain. It's a system used by major executives in IBM, in Digital, in Fluid Daniel, in British Petroleum, in EDS. It's a note-taking system that I find rather useful myself. What kind of system do you use? And then you can say there is nothing monochrome about success. Success is colorful.
So all of those things will need to be considered.
Mind map notes reflect the situation they cover, and they can cover any situation. For example, a company organization chart, a work plan, a financial overview, a marketing plan, anything. There is no difference either between taking mind map notes in a meeting or taking them anywhere else. Site visits, telephone conversations, during the reading of reports, the basic rules of mind mapping remain the same everywhere. Every single business situation, therefore, will benefit from the use of mind maps. Your notes to date could look like this. Hopefully, they won't look like this.
By doing it this way, we cut out the hazards of kettles under desks, people tripping over flexes.
And it is actually a fire hazard.
Yes, it brought the computer system down last week, I seem to remember.
Information is mapped as it comes in, and the resulting notes will give you a complete picture of the meeting. But mind maps are also ideal for organizing material that you wish to deliver or express to others. For example, in your report of that very same meeting. Mind maps enable you, therefore, to handle information coming in, and they are equally adept at enabling you to put information out.
We found it was a lot more complex than we had initially thought, and from all of that information, I'm now going to give you the report that we have come up with.
When you do use mind maps for time management, for taking notes, preparing reports, making presentations and speeches, you will notice a marked increase in your personal and general efficiency. But there's also another central activity with which all managers are involved. In fact, one of the core managerial activities, and that is, of course, taking decisions. Let's use Hamlet to illustrate. To be or not to make the decision. Hamlet is the prime example of a man with heavy responsibilities who couldn't make a decision. Now, dithering about a decision is probably worse than making the wrong decision. So to help you make a decision, you must ensure that you are faced only with two alternatives. For example, yes or no, here or there, up or down, to be or not to be. This is a mind map of Hamlet's dilemma. You can see that he explored a number of probabilities and courses of action, but the natural solution was unacceptable to him. His lack of action, his lack of decision, turned out to be ultimately disastrous. There is a hidden danger in this apparently choice A, choice B situation, to be or not to be. And that is a third lurking monster, and that is the decision to simply think about whether to make choice A or choice B. The solution is easy. Use a mind map. Mind map the possibilities for action decision A, mind map the possibilities for action decision B, and the mind map will tell you which direction to take. Use a mind map, make a decision.
What sort of costs are there going to be in terms of going for a new system?
Well, we have hardware, software,
And the training that's necessary.
This group is involved in taking a decision about whether or not to buy a new computer system.
From one company and one type to another.
Right.
So all of those things will need to be considered.
We are now able to see all the data in one picture.
So if I can summarise, looking at the points that we've raised, I think that we can put this idea on hold. Would you agree with that?
yes, agreed.
If the decision is no, end of story. If the decision to buy is yes, then the next step is which computer system to buy.
Points by saying that we will proceed with implementing a new project now.
Good.
Great.
Great.
I like this.
Okay. Well, let's proceed to the requirements then. Let's just
Now, once again, using the mind map as a constant reference point, the technique is now to narrow the field down to a maximum of 2.
Specifics first.
And here you can actually take your mind map around with you. You can visit the shops, go to the centres, build your mind map as you go, and at the end, it will almost tell you which is the appropriate decision. It's a fabulously useful decision-making tool. With a decision involving others, a mind map will help towards the creating of a necessary consensus. And it is especially important in that it helps keep a record of the process and the points of view of all those who've been involved. The mind map actually helps create a multiple mind. It gives a complete understanding and communication between all the individuals, and very importantly, enhances both the strength of the individual and the strength of the group as a whole. Each is seen in its own valid and very necessary light.
Right, the next thing is the insurance policy. We should be able to get rid of that one fairly quickly.
Easily, because I don't think we should even have one.
Who put it on the agenda?
I don't know.
Well, I
Wasn't
didn't.
me.
It was probably Jeff, I suppose, wasn't it? Well, look, let's just get rid of the insurance policy. So, Vandy, you don't think we should have an insurance policy at all?
I do not think it is a worthwhile
Yes, well, fair
expenditure.
In the group situation, each individual word takes on more powerful ranges of association. For example, suppose in a group they chose the word insurance.
For the amount of money that we pay...
Well, I wasn't thinking of employees, actually. Stock insurance. Oh, we're not talking about stock insurance today?
No, I'm interested in
Company car insurance?
product insurance.
You see, look at this. Now, this is why.
The possible associations resulting from this one key word will be multiplied by the number of people present. Word association is a highly personalized activity. You have your own personal stock of associations to add to those held in common.
I'd like to cover health insurance. Has to be covered.
Well, I think I have to agree with you there, although it's very expensive, I must say.
With 4 people, these separate stocks of associations are linked through the aid of the mind map. Now, when we combine these 4 separate centers of activity, these 4 responsive brains into one, we create a powerful meta-brain. And if we direct this group activity consciously, we have another application of mind maps, a powerful meta-brain business tool.
Well, I'm amazed that we've come up with so many different ideas.
The fact that each individual member is creating a personal mind map gives group mind mapping additional energy. All of your individual insights, no matter how apparently absurd, will be recorded in their appropriate place without criticism, and this allows the group to generate more creative ideas. And the fact that mind mapping has definite rules and a consistent format makes it possible for all the disparate ideas to be integrated into one large group mind map. Our primary group activity of brainstorming has now developed into a group study session. The group discovered while mind mapping areas of doubt and ignorance, so they are now learning. This group study is being done carrying out the mind map group process, and each participant is taking a break nearly every 40 minutes. Now in this, exactly the same principles apply. Notes are taken in mind map format. But now we bring in a new aspect. The managers are working together directly onto one group mind map.
I can take that.
This corporate activity in no way lessens the individual importance of each member of the working group, because at any stage, any member of the study group can make a personal mind map summary. This can then be used to report back to the individual departments, or perhaps even to make a presentation on the ongoing progress of the project. This group has been using mind maps to assess performance in a project. They've also been using them to assess their own personal performances and to assess other performance. And what they have found is that by using mind maps, all the performances have improved. Other areas that will benefit include marketing plans, strategies can be devised, new products can be developed, mind map appraisals can be made of your competitors' performances, your competitors' products and services, and of course, these then compared to your own. In fact, a complete company overview can be achieved. Everybody's saying that we're in an information explosion, that our brains are going to be swamped in the future increasingly, and they're beginning to feel really oppressed about it. I'm suggesting there's another scenario, because mind maps allow you to take control of all that incoming data and to put it out in clear, understandable networks of data. Now, should you be mind mapping and actually get into a horrendously tangled area in your mind map, you don't even have to worry about that. You simply take it, you place that in the center of your new mind map, and you mind map and expand that into clarity. The mind map gives you a macro and a micro view of information and the data coming in to you. It allows you to think clearly. It allows you to take control of your mind throughout its future.
0. Ignition.
We all know that the business of the future is going to become increasingly competitive. In fact, the American Congress has called this the decade of the brain. So we know that those who win, those who succeed, are going to be those who use this, the brain, their greatest asset. In fact, John Nesbitt, the author of Megatrends 2000, has said, learning how to learn is what it's all really about. And Drucker has said, the manager, the leader of the future, will simply be a learning guide. Mind maps have already given you the first step in this competitive edge. In the next course, we take you on the next great step.